Good morning friends. Today I would like to demonstrate an advanced implant prosthetic solution for the maxillary anterior region. Look at this case carefully. There are two implants placed in the maxillary anterior region replacing 1-1, 1-2 and 2-1. The implants received were Noble Biocare replace one RP implant, the other one is the NP implant. Looking closely, if you see from the sagittal action section, you can see the implant placement has gone according to the trajectory of the bone, leading to a slight proclination of the implants. Now this becomes a challenging situation for restoring with a regular implant prosthesis. The common protocol would be to use an angled abutment on these two implants and make a cement retained restorations. Cement retained restorations, even though are passive in nature, they are not retrievable. On the other hand, if you want to have a screw retained solution, the only option would be to use a completely full plastic abutments and make a screw retained prosthesis. But this would cause access holes coming labially, giving an anesthetic result. Apart from that, a completely castable prosthesis wouldn't be as passive as a milled prosthesis. So, the ideal treatment of choice in these conditions would be to use a special component called as a dynamic abutment. This dynamic abutment comes as a dynamic tie base and a dynamic screw. The dynamic screw is different from the regular screws in such a way that the screw can be accessible with the screwdriver in different angles. If you closely look at this screwdriver, it would be something like this, which has got a hexalobular type of a shape, which would allow the axis of the screwdriver in all these directions. So from 0 degrees it can be accessed to almost 30 degrees. So in these type of situations, when we try to replace maxillary anterior region, we can utilize these dynamic abutments. Basically these dynamic abutments, they come both in engaging nature and a non-engaging nature. These engaging type of dynamic abutments are commonly indicated for a single implant restorations, whereas these non-engaging nature would be applicable for 2 or more number of implants or a full arch restorations. So utilizing these dynamic tie bases, we can fabricate a prosthesis which can be milled in different types of materials. What are the common materials which can be milled through dynamic abutments? You can mill a zirconia, you can mill titanium, you can mill PEEK material, you can mill DMLS for a chrome cobalt type of restorations. So this will enable to access the prosthesis in different angulations. So by utilizing these, when we fabricate the prosthesis will have an aesthetic result of a prosthesis which will not have any access hole on the labial surface. Now the access holes has been moved from labial surface to the lingual surface or a palatal surface. Look at the beautiful aesthetic results obtained from these type of dynamic abutments. So when these dynamic tie bases are utilized and the milled prosthesis is fabricated, as they are milled in nature, they will be more accurate, precise and at the same time passive in nature. So this will enable the prosthesis to be more retrievable and passive. So these dynamic tie bases, they are compatible for all the leading implant systems available in the market. For example, the dynamic tie bases are available for Noble Biocare, which is in the form of Noble Replace and Noble Active, Bioresonance, Zimmer, Adin, Ostem, Dentium, Megagen, and over 270 other compatibilities. So please friends, utilizing these, you try to integrate this sort of a processes in your clinical practice for having a beautiful aesthetic results. The dynamic tie bases are commonly luted to the milled prostheses with the help of any resin cement. Commonly used resin cements are multi-link resin cement from Ivoclar.